everyone, welcome to Zealots. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
And I'm Robbie.
And today we're going to talk about the, not the pilot episode, technically it is the pilot, but the premiere episode, the series premiere of Halo on Paramount Plus.
Now, I think in its honor, we should go ahead and redo the intro, but with our Halo, or our classic Halo gamer tags.
Okay,
okay.
Do we really want people in the world
Should we do it?
Come find us on Xbox. We'd love to, I don't know about you, Force, but I'd love to play with our listeners. Come find us on Halo, probably 5, playing
because Halo Infinite is not
playing
fun.
Super Fiesta.
All right, so I'm Argo73.
I'm Noobinator89.
I'm Ruby C137.
Okay.
C137. I love it. All right, now that our gamer tags are out there for everyone to hate on us.
So I guess
Halo's out, guys.
Halo's out.
It's only been
finally.
like 20 years.
Well,
the
it's
TV
funny
show,
because District 9 was supposed to be the Halo movie.
Yeah.
I think Peter Jackson and Neil Blomkamp, they originally were going to do a Halo movie, and then that fell apart, so they decided to do another
District
sci-fi
9
movie.
was like us capturing and kind of a sad story with the aliens.
No, Peter Jackson. It wasn't like they didn't repurpose.
It's been a while since I watched it. Though.
No, it's a great movie, but you're right. It is like a sad tale. Like they didn't reskin the script or whatever. Like Peter Jackson was gonna make a Halo movie, and then said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna make District 9 instead."
No. Well, yeah. Like Neil Blomkamp, they hired to direct Halo, and then Peter Jackson was going to produce it, and then I guess I think Spielberg was going to produce it too. He produces the show, but apparently it fell apart. I guess the studio and Bungie couldn't agree on a vision, so they decided to use all the momentum that they were going to do for Halo and just make another sci-fi movie, and it became District 9. So,
I mean, that seems to be a running theme. According to Variety over here, they had over 250 different drafts for season 1.
Yeah, it sounds like there was like a lot of cooks in the kitchen, and it sort of showed. But I don't know. I'd say overall, my thoughts. I thought this show was adequate. Didn't love it. Didn't hate it. I was just sort of like in the middle. Some parts.
I was into those action scenes.
Yeah, me too. I actually enjoyed the action scenes. I think some people didn't like them. They didn't like the first-person shooter perspective.
I think part of it was some people couldn't get past of Master Chief being different.
Yeah. I didn't think he was that different. He looked exactly like he did in the video games.
Well, yeah, the way he looks, but I'm talking about like the
hair?
Voice and
that was my problem.
And he takes his helmet off and stuff. He did have like.
I guess we're skipping to the very end, but whatever. Yeah, so it's funny because
spoilers
I don't know
for everything in Halo.
I feel people would have heard that he takes his helmet off.
Well, I think y'all know Pablo Schreiber, the actor, because he was just in a show where he had red hair called American Gods, and he looked really good with red hair. And then like we see him in this with just like regular brown hair. I'm like, come on, you just like
interesting.
He could have just kept the dye job from his because like American Gods just ended like probably right before he started filming this. So like,
I also heard that some of the creators of the TV show weren't big. They haven't played like much of the game or read the books.
Well, apparently, I think I heard they didn't use the games as inspiration, but I don't know about the books.
Or maybe it was more that.
So, from what I can understand, one, like in the Halo Declassified, I watched it afterwards. There's like an interview with Schreiber, and
is that on Paramount?
It's on Paramount Plus. It's decent, especially if you're new to Halo, they go over like the basic Halo lore. It's a waste of time for anyone who knows what Halo is, but it's interesting and it's a good use of 30 minutes or 20 minutes, however long it is.
And one thing I noticed they kept with the elites, they had the wart.
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
There was like a couple scenes you could hear them.
The elites were really bulky.
It was when they first showed up.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, they've always been like tall, but they're usually more slender. But they were just
how
like
good
beefcakes.
Did that plasma look? That plasma is like how I'd imagine it would look in like if Halo like.
I think they only had plasma pistols and plasma.
And that first
rifles.
Plasma rifles. There was
that first shot. They didn't
ball.
hold back.
No, they did not.
Just blew her friend apart.
Yeah, like her leg went off. I was very surprised they went like full like R for the violence. So
they had that blood on their face like the entire episode.
Yeah, were you all happy with the CGI on the elites?
For the most part, it seemed like some parts were like the CGI was gorgeous, and other parts it looked it looked like a fan film of Star Wars that you'd see on YouTube. Like a
It
lot
seemed
of
like-
love going into it
Yeah.
and not a lot of money.
I know it's TV, but it seemed like mid-2000s CGI. So like not terrible, but not amazing either.
I would say that I am very upset that this was given to Paramount Plus. I wish.
Well, originally it was supposed to be
HBO would've picked it
Showtime,
up.
but Showtime does not like to have interesting shows on their channel. Like after Dexter ended, they're just like, no, nothing interesting. We're gonna do Billions,
else do they have?
Homeland, Masters of Sex, whatever that was. You know, I don't know what's another, The Affair. Just like these really just dull, uninteresting, you know, ideas for shows. I guess they just want to keep the budgets low. So like, you know, a lot of these shows are just like people standing and talking.
If you're watching Showtime, you've watched everything else television has to offer. So you really don't have much, like, you don't have like a big gap to fill.
Yeah, it seems that show Succession seems like would be better fit for Showtime than HBO, because it's basically just like rich people standing and talking.
But they already have that show. Succession is a response to Billions, or
Basically,
Billions on Showtime.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, well, Showtime loves Damian Lewis because he was in the other show, Homeland, and then they killed him off, and then I guess they killed him off in Billions because he's not. They replaced him with Corey Stoll, the bald guy from Ant-Man. He's the other bad billionaire now. So
It sounds like you watch your fair share of Showtime.
no, I just know he's not in the show anymore because he wasn't in the trailer for the new season of Billions.
Oh, okay.
So I guess they like to hire Damian Lewis for the first couple of seasons of their shows, and they just like kill him off, or I don't know.
Did the Master Chief kill him off?
That'd be a great crossover. That'd make me want to watch Billions.
That's how much it cost.
At
to
least
make him.
Damian Lewis had red hair, you know. He should have been Master Chief. Actually, I do like Pablo Schreiber. Basically, all I know him from is The Wire and American Gods. And he was great in American Gods. And like when I heard he was going to be Master Chief, like that's perfect. He's like 6'5". He's got red hair, at least in that show. But they're just like,
not in this one.
Screw you.
So, did you guys know this is taking place in an alternate timeline?
Yeah, I figured it's like Star Trek, you know. And people love J.J. Abrams' Star Trek.
I get it.
At the beginning, I thought like maybe we were going to see like the Battle of Reach. Like that's where like the season finale was going to be. Like this. Was
I
all
mean,
leading
it could
up
still be
to
that.
I guess
Well-
it's when the elites first pop up.
Yeah, like that's cool to see like the beginning of it. You know, I'm glad we're not kind of
everything we've
Star
seen
Warsing
could
this.
still lead up to the Fall of Reach. Is what I'm saying.
Yes.
So like they're saying like it's an
Except-
alternate universe, but
Yeah.
from what I've seen, you know, it could still take place in what happened in the books, the video games.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you right now, it's not based on Halo Declassified.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just see. I mean, like I said, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It intrigued me enough to keep watching it. The only thing I don't like is there's a girl working for the Covenant, and when I first saw the
Interesting,
trailers, I thought that, okay, is she like not a clone, but like an artificial human created by the Covenant to infiltrate them? And apparently no, she's just a human working for the Covenant. So we'll see where they go with it.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about this idea.
Do you want to know
Like,
why?
how'd she end up there?
I mean,
It'll
we're
be fun-
gonna find out, but
It'll be fun to
Major,
see
you already
like,
know?
how. So I don't know like how she ended up there, but based on the extensive Halo lore, humans are basically the chosen race, so they can unlock all these Forerunner technology.
But they
whereas
come
the
down
Covenant
and plow us
cannot.
all over.
What was that?
What'd you say, Rob?
But they come down and just blow us all over, though.
Well, they don't know that
But we're
yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, apparently they do in this show.
but only the prophets know that.
So is that like why in Halo 2 Tartarus was getting Miranda keys to turn the
That's
key because
a
he couldn't do it?
great question, Rob. Actually, yes, the
course.
prophets do know that, and they propagate this lie, calling the Master Chief and the humans evil so they can maintain power.
Calling them demons.
Yeah, and the Arbiter is the one who discovers that humans are the chosen people, the ones.
Oh,
that
they're
they've
the
been
ones who
worshiping.
can act. They're the ones who can activate that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's my
So
theory
I guess
why they have a
Master-
human working for them, because she can.
So it's
she
not
can
just
activate it.
So it's not just Master Chief that can activate those. It's like any human.
Basically.
How do you feel about like them using their own Covenant language? Like, I was like kind of hoping they would just be talking in English, like in Halo 2, just so, like we don't have to hear like a made up language for, you know.
It was a
50
weird
minutes.
made up language.
I mean, I get it, but just do English.
How did Mercy look? What do you guys think? I got goosebumps.
Yeah, he looked good. Actually, that was the CGI on the Prophet looked a lot better than the Elite CGI. So
Yeah,
I guess since he's like more of a not like a background character, or not like cannon fodder, they actually have to like make him a character. They put more effort
like
in him.
he's gonna be like the main bad guy, so you gotta make him look good. Do you guys remember? And is it Halo 2 jumping on his floating chair and just punching him to death?
Yeah,
That was such a fun boss fight.
that was until Halo 2 though. So what's interesting is that the show is called Halo, right? But it seems they're taking it. It takes place before the fall of Reach. So is it possible we're not going to even see Halo in Halo this season?
That's a very good possibility, but
yeah,
they're doing this alternate
moved the story
timeline thing,
along.
so maybe.
But they got to have the actual Halo in Halo, though. They can't call it Halo and just like, oh, it's an alternate timeline. You know, they might as well just call it like UNC or UNSC Adventures.
Watch them do it. I bet they'll do it as like a season finale thing.
Yeah, probably.
Like, okay, in season 2 you'll be on Halo.
Yeah, they're probably teasing.
Yeah,
Like,
that's definitely it. Robbie
Halo.
called it. Robbie called it a mile away. Like Linda with the sniper rifle. Boom, headshot. That's exactly how the season 1's going to end, is them landing on Halo.
Yeah,
I was kind of hoping
it's going to be a tease of like, oh, look what. It's just going to be like a little video of them seeing Halo, and then it's
basically,
like, season 2.
I was thinking like as a season 2 stinger, like or season 1, season 2 stinger. Either we'd see Arbiter, Halo, or the Flood show up at the end.
What if season 2, like half the time you're watching the perspective of the Arbiter, like in Halo 2?
Oh,
that'd be
for a second on one of the scenes they were going in, and I guess they had pieces of elites and stuff they were studying, and one of them, it was just like a big chunk of body. At first I thought it was a piece of Flood when they first showed
they probably get. I mean, they still haven't shown grunts or jackals or hunters yet, so
yeah.
But that could be.
Oh yeah, and
like,
the grunts yelled random stuff in English.
Yeah, well, maybe Master Chief is a translator in his helmet.
They said in this Declassified, they talked about how a satisfying video game and a satisfying TV show aren't the same. So they're trying not to like the TV show is intentionally not shot like the video game is played.
Yeah. I'm down for it.
Yeah, so far I really enjoyed it. I say I've seen it twice, and the first time I saw it, I really didn't enjoy it, but that was more of like a personal issue. I had to reset my password to my Gmail account, and it completely locked me out for account recovery. My entire life's gone now, so I mean.
Oh, you getting to get it back?
Oh nope! All I have is this podcast.
You still haven't gotten it?
No, Rob. Remember how like I sent you that invitation and you never got the email from Gmail from Google?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that. I'm getting their Google email problems too.
Oh, did Russia hack it?
I mean, I like to blame it on Russia, but going through all the forums and stuff, this seems to be like a fucking problem for a while. I just can't believe. Like they don't have like an AI chat bot. That blows my mind.
Yeah, same thing with like Ticketmaster. Like I think someone.
Well, Ticketmaster's the devil.
Yeah,
I mean, depends on Google.
Luckily, their fraud department called me back when like someone hacked my account. But I was like, it's so frustrating. Like, can I talk to someone? And it's like, no, you can only do FAQs or email them, and you gotta like wait a few days for them to get back. It's so inefficient.
Yeah.
So dad isn't like working on Amazon anymore because like there's no like one-on-one with the customer anymore.
Yeah. Well, let's get back to Halo. Let's get back to more pleasant things.
Let's get the second time I watched it, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now that I already knew, because like going in, you have so many expectations. I mean, we've been talking about this Halo series or a Halo movie for the better part of 2 decades, since 2009. So I guess
they had
the
like
better part of 1 decade.
They had like that show Forward Onto Dawn, and I'm honestly gonna say I thought like the CGI in that show and like the armor in that show like was on par with what we saw here. That was like a made for, what was even that? It's like made for Microsoft TV series. Did any of y'all ever see Forward Onto Dawn?
No, I've never heard of this.
Okay, it's like it was like the first live action Halo TV series, but it was like made exclusively for Xbox.
It didn't last very long.
No, and it was only like a couple episodes, but it had like the guy.
Yeah, because I think I remember seeing that.
So, let's go over. What was that?
Did that have brutes in it? And a needler and a warthog? So. I don't know. I think that was
I know it had a warthog.
It showed like the elites looked just like the elites were like giant and bulky in that show too. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I'm not. It's probably like on.
I mean, they're pretty
Xbox
big
somewhere.
They're pretty big in the game too.
Oh no, it's on a Halo Waypoint. Go to Halo Waypoint. All things Halo. It's like a channel, not channel, but like a app on Xbox One. So, but yeah, you can probably find it there, and we can compare it to this series. But I don't know. So let's go over. What did y'all think of Pablo Schreiber as Master Chief? What did you think of the voice?
It was off-putting the first time. I was like, why can we not have a voice actor mimic this voice,
or just saying? I remember I can't even.
Or just pay the guy, and then he took his helmet off, and I was like, oh, I got it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if they're gonna hire him, they have to actually show his face, and
but
I think I knew
use
it was
a voice modifier. So like, I still don't understand why they couldn't Star Wars this bitch and just have James Earl Jones like dubbed over.
Well, I guess they just wanted to prove he's actually in the suit and not
Spoiler alert: Cortana also has a different voice.
Well, no, I think the actual voice.
What if he takes the helmet off? And
I think the actual voice actress from Halo, the Halo games, is going to voice her in this.
Oh well, she sounded different.
Are you talking about the Dr. Halsey?
Dr. Halsey?
No.
Cortana wasn't in this.
I know.
They just teased her.
Yeah.
But
if you watch Halo Declassified, if I say something that sounds pretty sure and you haven't seen it, it's probably on Halo Declassified.
Oh, okay. From what I understood, the voice actress was going to come back for this. I think I saw in the trailer, like, she's not blue. She's
got clothes on. She looks human.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So I'm wondering if they can like Sonic the Hedgehog that and refix it before it comes out, just to avoid fan backlash. I mean, they can still make her blue. You know, I get like not wanting to make her naked. Objectivism, whatever. But make her blue at least. What do you think of Dr. Halsey? I think wasn't she older in Halo Reach? I remember her, the character.
Yeah, the war did not age her well.
And I'm thinking that the voice actress for the Doctor is the same as Cortana, because I think like Cortana is based off her brain patterns or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
based off of her.
Yeah, so we'll see Cortana later this season, I guess. Hopefully they'll make her blue. They'll realize it's a terrible idea to like make her look human. So what did y'all think of Dr. Halsey? It seems like she's not quite a good guy, not quite a bad guy.
She's ruthless. She's a ruthless bitch in the books.
Oh, yeah. She's all about
she's
her
not
goal.
A great person.
She doesn't care what's in the way of her goal.
Yeah. Spoiler alert: John was kidnapped as a child. Those are the memories that he's remembering.
Okay, so that was faith of the books, like him not remembering.
Yeah,
his
that's
childhood.
his life. Yeah, that's his life. He doesn't remember. He doesn't know their memories. At least.
Yeah, it's very much RoboCop-ish. Like he's like starting to remember his memories, but his superiors don't want him to remember because they'll make him less of a killing machine. So.
That, and he'll remember like all the terrible, like he abducted him from his family. Basically, like the Jedi Padawan program without consent.
Yeah, it's also very similar to Judge Dredd, but I think RoboCop is partially based off Judge Dredd too. Like he's like basically just a weapon for the state, and he's not really supposed to have like his own life, and he also never takes off his helmet. So,
but back with it not being the right colors. With Cortana, Did you see his heads-up display? It's not.
Yeah, I know. Orange. Dude, all right. So that was
his
like one of the
heads-up
first
display
things
is
I griped
orange.
about.
Oh, I don't remember.
And then
when he's waiting for his shields to recharge, or his shields went out, the heads-up display was orange.
Shouldn't it be clear?
That it's blue later
no, it's
on
blue
in the Pelican.
Oh,
blue
it was?
What?
It's blue in the Pelican. Like later on when you see his heads-up display when he's in the Pelican going back to Reach, his headset's not like the interface is now blue, but it was orange during combat. Yeah, I noticed that, Robbie. True fans get it. I was not happy with this change.
Another little thing I noticed, I might have to see a replay of it again, when she was looking at a hologram of him, and I guess it was like a thermal display or something, and he had his helmet off and he was holding that object that caused the big EMP.
Yeah.
When it was showing that, he had his helmet on the little display, but he had his helmet off in real life.
Continuity error.
I'd have to look at the replay.
I mean, it's no Starbucks
I think that's what it
cup.
looked like. I was trying to just get through it because you guys were waiting on me.
If Starbucks is still around in the 26th century, that'd be pretty impressive. That's for like a company. That'd be like more longevity than, I don't know, 3M. How long? What's like the oldest company in existence right now?
It
hasn't changed its name.
It's some Asian company. I looked it up once. It's like over 1,000 years old.
Really? An Asian
Whoa.
company? No way.
That's kind of interesting.
I mean, maybe like the London Stock Exchange. That's like over, 600 years old, right?
What do you call it? There's the insurance company in London. That's one of the oldest companies in the world.
Insurance is that old? Wow.
Yeah. Well, they insure really random things.
Oh, like
they're the people who insure like the Titanic, like the Da Vinci.
Oh, wow. They must be a terrible company then. Or they must have lost a lot of money. I thought they were like Henry VIII's. He put life insurance on all his wives. And he just orders them to be killed. He catches out. Yeah, that'd be okay. That'd be pretty old. But yeah, so yeah, Starbucks lasted
Lloyd's,
the 26th century.
Lloyd's insurance. Lloyd's of London.
You know.
Do you want to go real fast? Let's talk about the 10 weirdest thing Lloyd's of London does. Has insured. Betty Grable's legs. Merv Hughes' mustache. The show Who's On First, or it's a comedy.
So what did y'all think about the other Spartans?
No. Keith Richards' hands. Bruce Springsteen's voice. Gene Simmons' tongue. Tom Jones's chest hair. These are the things that are insured by Lloyd's of London.
Anything else was insured? Oh, there was like a guy who's like the official taster for one of the ice cream companies, one of the big ones. I think it's Ed's Ice Cream, but basically his tongue is insured.
I believe
because he has like really good taste buds and he can taste quality ice cream, so he's like the official taster for that company. Eddie's Ice Cream, I guess, but yeah, his tongue's insured, so that doesn't surprise me.
Hilarious.
So the other Spartans, I guess there's only three others in this show.
Yeah,
Kai,
so he's on the silver
Riz,
team instead of the blue team, like in the game.
Are any of these Spartans from Halo Reach? I didn't bother doing any.
They're all brand new, created for the show.
Oh, okay. I was hoping they'd be like some of the ones like from the Halo Reach video game. That'd be pretty cool.
I saw.
Do they have different numbers? I haven't looked them up. Do they have?
I would imagine
different numbers.
They have numbers, yeah. I just don't know what they are. It's like one's called Riz, one's called.
I just haven't looked it up if they matched or not.
But yeah, I was hoping like we would have Nathan Fillion in the show as he was one of the Spartans in that game, right? I really want to replay Halo Reach now.
What about some ODST?
No, Reach. ODST was just like, didn't really tease. It was a companion to Halo 3.
Yeah.
It was like what Ground Zeroes was to Metal Gear Solid 5, except in reverse. It was just like a companion piece, or just a little extra. It's like a dessert to Halo 3. But we didn't play that game a lot. I remember, I was like playing in my tiny dorm room.
I haven't played a whole lot.
Not like the big old LAN parties we used to have for Halo 1.
That was like post the LAN parties. I was playing on a tiny TV in my tiny dorm room.
Xbox, you've ruined us all.
Yeah. Remember we attempted to play on that little portable TV. It was black and white and like
it was already small. We tried to like do 4 screens on it. Yeah, not a good idea.
Yeah, and then you try to figure out like why everyone's screen watching. It's like, bro, I'm not trying. I'm just looking at the screen.
I'm just like using my eyes.
Yeah, the screen's all.
So we were probably playing on the screen smaller. Like when you split it up 4 ways, it was probably smaller than the size of our smartphone.
Yeah, it was like a 2-inch screen, basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think if this series is smart, this first season should just be an adaptation of the Fall of Reach. I mean, it's sort of just like the Game of Thrones guys. You're not gonna be able to outthink or outsmart the authors of the books, so don't even try. Like your ideas just aren't gonna be as good. Just accept it and just adapt the book. And everybody will be happy. The fans will be happy, which means they'll keep watching and keep subscribing, which means Paramount Plus will be happy. And but it's already been renewed for season 2.
Oh,
so.
I wonder how much Paramount's subscribers went up for Halo.
I'm sure. Well, it was funny they didn't get rid of the.
And how much the numbers are gonna just drop?
Dude, yeah, no. I wonder if they're gonna increase their ad-free price to like $10 now because they have so many more subscribers because of Halo.
Unless they have something that really sticks out.
It's funny they didn't get rid of the free week like they did for HBO Max did. Remember, I think HBO Max got rid of their free week when Peacemaker came out or the Suicide Squad. Something came out and then they got rid of their week.
Yeah, I think it was the Suicide
I think maybe
Squad.
Dune or so.
But this broke Paramount Plus's record as being
nice.
watched
because all they have is like
24 hours.
The Star Trek shows that no one likes. Yeah, because like people love the Next Generation, but even that show, like the fans aren't crazy about it. But they're doing like a third Star Trek show with like Captain Pike.
And they have ridiculousness, so I'll probably probably end up watching.
They're really, I think, like, because no one really likes Discovery, I don't think, so they're really homing in on like the original Star Trek stuff, like Kirk and Spock and Captain Pike. So basically, what the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie should have been, like, the original cast, the original characters, but more in tune with what Star Trek's about, and less, space battles, more space diplomacy and space exploration. So, but we'll see. I don't know.
I think you can go back to the Star Wars prequel trilogy if you want more space diplomacy.
Yeah, but there's still laser sword fights and clones.
But
those movies were not bad because of space diplomacy, though.
I don't think they're bad at all. Have you gone back and rewatched them in the last 5 years?
Phantom Menace again. I rewatched Attack of the Clones, I think, just because I was rewatching the 2D Clone Wars show. Not the Clone Wars 3D show, but the 2D one.
Right, the one you always talk about, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I rewatched that after revisiting that, and it was like, oh, this is much better. And I really like the different corporations in that show that sort of control the galaxy, like the tech guild, the money, or the banking,
the banking guild,
the banking clan, the trade federation, so, and they're all like just sort of working with Dooku to take over the Republic. So it's like, oh, big business versus democracy. So, or what is it? I guess it's technically cronyism versus democracy, not capitalism or crony capitalism. So it's interesting. But yeah, I think Attack of the Clones and the prequels themselves have been elevated so much because of the two Clone Wars TV shows, I think. So
yeah, which is what Star Wars does. They make a pile of crap and then a bunch of stuff after it to make you fall in love with that original pile of crap.
Yeah. Like, plus the expanded universe is great too.
Yeah,
like the Rogue Squadron.
That's how they fill it in everything.
Rogue One, Boba Fett. Everybody asking questions about what happened to Boba Fett.
Well, yeah, they took care of that in like a 30-second scene, and he's like, "Where'd my armor go? It must have rolled back into the Sarlacc pit."
Yeah, it must not have been taken off and stolen off of me after I got out with my armor.
Yeah. Oh boy, less said about that, the better. So another. This definitely gave me Mandalorian vibes. I think Pablo Schreiber's helmet acting is pretty good. Not quite at Pedro Pascal's level, but give it time. I just don't want his helmet to be off for the bulk of the series now. I still want I'm fine every now and then, but I really prefer if his helmet stays on.
It was a nice little reveal with the characters trying to show trust.
Yeah, I did like that.
At least they just like having take it off just to take it off. At least there was like an actual reason for them to take it off, like to earn her trust. So I was like, I at least like that part.
I think Grogu's still way cuter though.
But now that you've taken off and escaped, put the helmet back on.
Yeah,
this is a bitch of a little kid.
Yeah, we've had just like a really bad unibrow, so he had to keep the helmet on at all times.
Like, so when she's talking to the UNSC representative, which later on we find out is Halsey's daughter, which they have a very contentious relationship apparently.
Yeah, I didn't know that was that was also in the books, right, or the video games. I didn't know that they were related, Miranda and Halsey.
Oh, and one thing in the books, aren't they supposed to be just super white because they're just never in the sun?
Yeah,
they're just always.
Yeah. But I think Keyes is black in this, but I think he was white in the first game, right? So
yeah,
I guess he's gonna be taken over by the Flood in season 2 or 3. Yeah, I mean, this season should really just be Fall of Reach. The second season should just be the Flood book, which was Halo, the first Halo game, and just go from there.
The first Halo game, he was still working with Keyes, and the Flood was already not the Flood.
They discovered the Flood in the first Halo game.
Covenant. I meant the Covenant was already attacking, weren't they? They already.
Yeah, because the Fall of Reach, they got wiped out by the Covenant, and then the Flood book is based off. Yeah, the Flood book is based off the first Halo game, and then what came after that? The Flood, the book.
Oh, I have to go.
It wasn't Halo 2, or wasn't what the story Halo 2 was about. It was a different story. So, but yeah, so. I'll watch the show next week.
First Strike.
Yeah.
First Strike. It was First Strike about. What was the story there? Strange. The third book's called First Strike.
It's like Rambo Part 2.
Really?
No.
Oh yeah.
Just
Friday the 13th.
Rambo's first blood, first strike. Rambo 3, first strike.
Or was it Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter? That's actually that's the actual name. Yeah.
Later.
Yeah.
I was typing in Halo books on Google, and the
there's a lot of
first suggestion was Halo boots for some reason.
Yeah. So also, I also want to bring this up before we get. Apparently, Planet Madrigal is an actual planet in the books. Is that right?
I
did not.
The name sounds familiar, but I couldn't.
I thought it was like made for the show. Apparently, it's an actual planet in the Haloverse, or at least the books.
So, Forrest, you think they should You think they should just follow the Fall of Reach? I'm actually totally okay with them going into the toy chest of Halo and just making their own little world up, and not trying to follow the books.
And then, they can just do whatever they want.
Yeah,
they don't have to.
Fun.
Then they don't have to worry about people who are like, you didn't do this and this little thing.
Yeah, but it's sort of like what they do Dune. Everyone knows the story, but it's still enjoyable to see the story adapted.
Does everyone know the story of Dune?
With the times? Yeah, I didn't know the story.
Well, I think that's my point. They're not going to think of a better story than Frank Herbert, so they shouldn't even try. They're not going to think of a better story than the original Bungie writers. They shouldn't even try. Like what they come up with is always going to be inferior. So just like to keep the fans happy and they just want to see the video games and the books faithfully adapted. They don't really, I mean, we're open to new ideas, new characters, but just try to keep the main focus on faithfully adapting the books and the video games. Otherwise, why even do it?
Well, the money for money. That's why they.
Well, they're going to make money if they do it faithfully too. So, and they're it's just and it's just the thing is they're so each of these shows maybe not as much as movies are just big gambles anyway. So if you're going to gamble on something, gamble on something that's faithful, because you're going to make the fans happy and you're not going to lose viewers, ergo subscribers. So
but what if they do a bad job? Then the fans won't be happy.
They do a bad job doing it faithfully?
Yeah. What if
it could happen.
Game of Thrones?
Yeah, because then all the fans are still.
Oh, hold on. Hold your horses. Game of Thrones season 8 was not based off any of the books. That was exactly my point. The writers started doing their own thing, and it it backfired in their face.
Kind of like George R.R. Martin's fault.
It is his fault.
That's a different podcast.
He's basically doing every
anything
interview,
but finishing
any convention. He's going he's doing several other non-Game of Thrones stuff, or he's a producer on House of the Dragon, which I don't even know if he's writing or consulting on. He's doing some other show. He's basically just
he's got a
giving up writing
out now.
Yeah, he's doing stuff.
Something.
He's investing 90% of his energy into his own celebrity, more so than being a creative. But to be fair, that's his right. He wrote 5 really good fantasy books. If he wants to enjoy the celebrity and success in his later years, that's fine. But it's
I don't know.
Come on,
I
man,
feel like if you wrote 5 out of 7, you gotta finish it.
Well, at least more so than he has more entitlement than I'd say Patrick Rothfuss. He's only written 2 books of his 3-book series, and it's been 11 years since his last book came out. So
I gotcha. I see what you're saying. I get it. The books are so good though. If I wanted to go back and
which one? The Halo books or the
all the Halo books?
Yeah, let's the just first 5. Just adapt the Halo books, and which
you guys watched. You guys watched Ready Player One?
Yeah. I started. I hated the change they made. The first.
So you read the book?
Yeah, I read the book, and then I watched the part of the movie where the first, because the first obstacle in the book is he has to find this D&D thing, and he has to challenge this D&D monster. But in the movie, it's just a race.
Yeah, they didn't do any of that.
So they just dumbed it down.
Yeah, they changed a lot of stuff.
You just have to drive backwards.
It should have been I think a miniseries would have been better. And then of course, you just need a lot of CGI. You need a lot of not royalties, but
references.
Permission to use those. Permission to use those references. So
that was part of the fun. That was part of the fun for a lot of people, was just spotting references.
Just seeing everything.
Yeah, but it's they can only use so much because so many different corporations own all that IP. Piece. So
You want to know how you do it correctly? Free Guy.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that everything in that movie was owned by Disney. The Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
20th Century Fox stuff. Was there any Batman or DC references in that movie?
Nope.
Was there any?
It's like the best call for capitalism.
Was there any Transformers or Star Trek references in that movie?
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah. So like that's because like Star Trek and Transformers is Paramount. DC is Warner Brothers. Not gonna let Disney use any of their IP. So like,
yeah.
But Disney's so huge, so like they own everything now.
Except, so they can use a lightsaber and they can use Captain America's shield and the Hulk fist, and they can that movie nailed it. I went back and rewatched it with my wife again. 9 out of 10 on the rewatchability scale.
Yeah, so maybe I guess Warner Brothers doesn't have any rights to Dungeons and Dragons IP. I'm trying to remember what else there was. I think the third trial or the third key was like a Rush, something to do with the band Rush. I can't remember what the second challenge was. I haven't read the book.
You remember way
more. I
love
that book.
For a person who didn't like the movie, you remember way more than I do.
I finished the movie. When I thought they were going to change, I was like done. So
of Ready Player One.
He came out with a sequel, Ready Player 2. It's in my apartment. I just haven't read it yet, but I heard it wasn't as good. And but yeah, that first book was like it's been a while since I've had that much fun reading a book.
I had fun reading.
Which is sort of sad. I really don't read that as much as I used to. I used to listen to a lot of audiobooks at work. Should get back into that because I'm back in the office now, and if I finish my work,
I just listen to podcasts.
Yeah,
I listened to like the entire, almost the entire Dark Tower series at LSEG. I remember. So
I went through so many audiobooks and podcasts at LSEG.
Yeah. I listened to like the Fat Man on Batman podcast, which is sort of inspired me to start this one. Just talk about like geek stuff. Because he like got in like really in-depth interviews with like creators behind Batman, like Neil Adams, Denny O'Neil, Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, Jeff Loeb, Jim Lee. So that was like a fun podcast to listen to. But then it sort of like became like just a standard pop culture podcast. And he started like doing videos on YouTube about it. So, but yeah. All right. So back to Halo. Predictions for next episode?
Well, they just took off in that.
I think they'll be in the Pelican next episode.
I'm sure she's going to be asking more questions about him. He might touch that thing again. See some memories popping up.
Oh my god! Yeah, they did the horrible trope where like the father and daughter reunite. And they're so happy to see each other. I'm like, he's going to die. He's going to die. I mean, at least they didn't kill him immediately, which I thought they were going to do. Like, because they're like, Dad. Or
Dad, bam!
Yeah, they're like he's like have his head cut off immediately, but at least they
he ran in to save her.
We knew he was gonna die, but I thought he was gonna like get killed immediately. It's like in a comical fashion.
And the only one who got out of the room is the only one who lived.
Rob,
yeah, she let that little boy die.
Yeah, no, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna live. Rob, if you want to talk about
y'all
continuity errors. How about how the machine guns on the Warthogs don't even pierce the elite's armor when the humans are using it, but then John picks it up.
Oh, and he tears
three of them. I was like, oh, does the Spartan just make the bullets stronger? Like, where's that damage modifier? Like, he's not glowing red.
Because they're all shooting them with assault rifles and stuff too, but I don't know what their bullets are made out of.
Yeah, like I could with the assault, because John's the Spartans' guns are different, so I could the suspension of disbelief. I could say they've got stronger bullets, but
it's
now you're picking up
versus UNSC weaponry.
Yeah, but then we went and picked up a weapon that we've seen in insurrectionist hands are not effective against the elites, and then he just mows right through them. And I was
because it was the same kind of turret. He took it off the.
All you need to do is just give him a power booster. Just a little red dash, a little.
I really hope
John red.
I really want to see the bubble shields in this, like we did in Halo 3. So
right.
Yeah.
Oh, and the health shields. So like he's like dying, he'll just like throw the green shield and like get his health back. So
I love how when he was when the other Spartan asks for cover, he just jumps up on top and takes all these bullets, and then right before he is about to get shot dead, he jumps down for cover. We've done that a million times.
You think he'll find
a shots and then right beforehand?
Oh yeah, just get your shields.
And then right before down, you just hide.
Yeah, that's basically what he did. He was covering fire. Here, hit me, and then I'm just gonna jump down here. Recharge.
Let my shields recharge. Go out again. Yeah, I mean that is Halo right there.
Yeah. Well, I do like I do like the faithfulness of Master Chief's armor. So I give the show.
They did do a good job on armor.
So
yeah, you think we'll see at least an overshield at some point?
Yeah, hopefully. I'm sure. Yeah, hopefully we see the grunts, the jackals, the hunters, the overshield.
At least a grunt, and have the
we
grunt,
saw Banshee
do some kind of funny one-liner.
We did see
for like a second. We didn't see any ghosts. We didn't see any wraiths.
It's only the first episode.
So. Yeah. So
yeah, and the Covenant just got there.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't know. I'll definitely watch next week.
Oh, or a Wraith.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said Wraith.
Oh, you said Wraith. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said
I'm trying to. I guess we won't see the brute choppers because we haven't seen brutes yet.
They show up late.
Yeah, probably like the Halo 2 when they adapt that video game or arc, whatever.
And that's when everyone's allowed to dual wield.
Oh yes, we will get dual wielding
just
season 3 at the latest.
One season. What a great Easter egg that would be if there was like the.
Oh my god! No one dual wields except when they show up.
That would be really funny.
Yeah. Well.
Oh wait, no. One of the chicks were dual wielding pistols right on the first.
Oh, I can remember.
Aw.
I have to rewatch it. I kind of want to read the Halo books now, just to be like,
this
season could be so much better.
It's been so long, especially the first book. Just seeing the whole backstory.
Or even better, don't even read it. Just play Halo Reach.
No,
you don't get that whole growing up training.
The training, the training.
That's my favorite stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Like, with the books are great. Just adapt the books. You know.
But then you don't have a lot of Master Chief, and you're trying to sell a television.
I thought the book was about Master Chief.
The best parts of
and if we start on
the training session is like
if
him.
They start
maybe we'll do flashbacks.
It's him when he's 6.
If Master Chief goes into a fucking Bacta tank, I quit. I'm rage on.
Oh, what if that object is his Bacta tank?
Just heals him
every
up.
time he touches it. They show another.
Basically, it is. He has flashbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of is.
So, all right. Well, I think this show, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying everything that references the video games. Like, that stuff I love, but like all the the new stuff, like the blonde chick.
Let go. Just embrace it, enjoy it.
If I wanted to let go, I wouldn't even bother watching the show.
But that's also why it has mixed
let go of expectations. Like, I'll tell you, like, when I let go of expectations and I rewatched
the trailer.
Because all the people were.
Oh, let's also discuss, before I forget, the score. They really use as little of the original score, I think, in this show as humanly possible. I think that was to its detriment.
Of, licensing agreements.
I think it was like a royalty issue with like the original composers, so they can only use like bits and pieces of. But yeah, that opening. I thought the opening credits, it had the potential. It started off great, and then because I heard like they like some really generic orchestra music, and then like it just showed him in like
I guess
standing.
Can't have the actual.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good idea, like just showing how he gets his armor on, but I thought the music in this could be a lot better.
At least
especially
it was more than 3 notes.
That's true, or 4 notes, like in the Batman. Just 4 notes, just 4 notes. So yeah, we'll keep watching this, and we got this for 9 weeks, right? So we should have should be pretty good.
9 weeks. What else are we going to be talking about soon?
Next Wednesday, Moon Knight premieres.
Oh yeah,
and I think we can watch it. We can group watch it because Disney Plus is a group watch feature.
We have a watch party. Ooh, that should be a lot of fun.
Should we all watch it? And then
I'm probably gonna watch it as soon as
yes,
possible.
we should watch it first.
Hopefully, I'll want to rewatch it, and hopefully, I'll have some jokes ready.
Miss half of the show doing a group.
Yeah,
watch.
we will. None of us will enjoy this. If we
did anyone have Dune flashbacks when they saw the opening shot of this episode? Because they're in the desert and they're showing sand dunes.
No,
it's just like dreams or doorways in the deep.
No affiliation for that drag of a movie.
Dune. I thought you liked Dune.
No, it was boring.
Oh wow!
Well,
I thought you actually liked this movie.
Oh well, I might have.
You were talking through the
out of peer pressure. Oh yeah, when I'm the most entertaining part of a movie, that's not a good movie.
So you're not happy I got nominated for Best Picture?
No, that's fine. Whatever.
The nominated Fury Road, I didn't love that movie either. I thought it was okay, but not like Best Picture.
Yeah, I wasn't in love with Fury Road either. I was like, what are you guys so excited about?
And like, it's been like 10 years since it came out, so like, I thought they were going to make a sequel, and they never did. So, all right, well, that's our show. I mean, I guess one thing we didn't really discuss was like the Asian girl from Madrigal What do you think about her? I think it's sort of like a lone wolf and cub sort of relationship between like similar to like
Grogu's way cuter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She seems like she's going to be an annoying side character, like on was it The Last of Us or whatever?
She'd be like, "Why did I save this girl?"
What's with the haircut too? That's like
what is that mullet?
It made an attractive girl look very unattractive.
I would also say,
I mean, if her
out in the desert
goal is to not ever be hit on, then yeah, she's doing a wonderful job. But that's objectification. But I guess in the future, that's like a hot style, like those bull nose rings that are so hot right now. They're gross me out.
I thought it was weird. Yeah. I thought it was weird that they were out getting high. Like that's how they introduced it.
Oh,
like
yeah,
the kids were out like searching for magic mushrooms.
That makes sense though.
Yeah, she says used for fueling our ships and our drugs.
Right? And then, dude, can you imagine the Covenant attacking you while you're tripping on shrooms?
Oh my gosh!
Like all the pretty colors.
They all wanted to run towards them when.
Yeah.
Even if they
I don't remember.
Even if they thought it was UNSC, they still all ran that direction. Like.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what.
And it didn't make any sense when she was talking to Halsey's daughter, and she's like, "What if I tell everyone that it was the Spartans who killed my entire village?"
They did by not saving them.
I mean, they showed up late, but like that still doesn't make any sense.
There were still a lot of people alive.
Yeah, it's not their. Yeah, it wasn't really their fault.
I don't know. I think there were like a lot of people. I mean, I don't know. When they like the one elite opened up that door and just started massacring them.
I was surprised they did that.
The Spartans weren't there yet, right? Or were they? I thought they were already there, but
they were there. They were just killing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like they just had like sniper because there was that one sniper.
Oh, what if
chick on the
what
side?
If he did a like killing the younglings thing? He like instead of he pops out a lightsaber.
He kills them one by one, makes it personal.
Yeah.
I forgot Anakin did that. Yeah. And they're probably gonna make him very sympathetic in the Obi-Wan show, like they did for Wanda in WandaVision, even though she did something horribly awful. But they're gonna like sympathize, make everyone sympathize with her. Well, that's our show. We'll check it out. We're gonna talk about Moon Knight and Halo Episode 2 next week, I guess. Maybe another South Park if we have time. But yeah, Major, you want to plug our social media?
Absolutely. Please let us know what you thought about this new Halo series. Have you been waiting for it like we have for over a decade? Have you been playing Halo since the very beginning? Tweet at us at Zealot Podcast on Twitter. Let us know what you think. And in the description down below, we'll have a link to our free Discord if you want to join the conversation. That way we can watch and talk about these shows together.
All right. I'm Forrest.
Thanks for listening, guys. I'm Major.
I'm Robbie.
Bye, everyone.